Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for, this is your end of the year a bonus reading. We're gonna jump right in here and see what is going on in your current general energies. You have the Armadillo Spirit, which says set healthy boundaries, and you literally have the Seven of Wands, which is also a card of setting boundaries. So I feel some of you need to set boundaries in your, for some of you, I feel this is clearly in your love life. I don't think this is a bad thing, Leo. I think it's more like, sometimes I think we, enter into a relationship and the person maybe starts taking up all of our time. And, that never ends well. So I would make sure that I would make sure that you're just living your life as you have been and that you don't change. And I think this is a problem with relationships in general, is that sometimes we get into something and, we start kind of not being the person that we were when we entered into the relationship in the first place. Maybe we stop working. Maybe we get more lazy or, who the hell knows, right? And I kind of feel like this is saying like, hey, things are going well if you're in a relationship, but I feel that this, oops, I almost dropped it. I feel like this card is saying, make sure to set boundaries so that, what I just said doesn't happen. I want to see what the next card is. Yeah, you have this slow and steady wins the race card. So yeah, I feel like maybe if you're trying to like rush a connection or something, this is just asking you to kind of like slow things down. And even, you have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Five of Cups. The Knight of Swords is a card of being too hasty. The Knight of Swords is a card of rushing. So again, I wouldn't be too hasty and I wouldn't rush anything. It's actually a pretty good looking reading here, Leo. So, I feel like you have a lot of good stuff to look forward to, but I wouldn't try to force anything to happen. The Seven of Wands is also a card of conviction. It's like a card of knowing that you know that something is for you. So I feel your beliefs are going to be very important. And you also have the Empress and the Chariot in the same top, in this same top row here. The Chariot is a card of as above, so below. It says like if you, believe something very, very deeply, then you can manifest it very quickly. So it's like you're manifesting things here, but you do have this Five of Cups, which is like some sort of disappointment. I feel like there have been like several disappointments. It's kind of funny because, this is like popping into my head as like paper cuts. I know that sounds weird, but that's like the intuitive message I'm getting on that Five of Cups, where it's kind of like saying, maybe you've experienced like a few things, like a few small disappointments that have added up to a big disappointment, if that makes sense. So it's like, just like kind of like that one thing after another type of energy that I get here. But I feel like you're clearly on your way to victory. Ace of Swords to the Chariot. So I feel like you just need to, there really is no good advice other than to keep on pushing. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Seven of Swords. How crazy is that? I said the Seven of Swords. So there you go. Seven of Swords, of course, can be a card of lying, cheating, stealing. I don't really feel that's what it's talking about. Seven of Swords is truly a card of tactics. Traditionally, there is a guy on the Seven of Swords, and he's stealing the Seven Swords from an army that's in the background. So, it kind of represents going to war, but he's not going to war by facing the army head on. So I feel like you need to be tactical at this time. I feel it would be a great time to be tactical. I feel like I've said this to you before as well, especially for those of you in work or business. Like, it might be a really good time to kind of play the game, so to speak. And also, I think this is talking about being tactical in the sense that, like, if you're trying new things in your business or in your career, I would be really paying attention to the changes you're making. Sometimes we make a change in business and we don't track it, we don't pay attention to it, and so we don't know what works. And I feel that this is saying you need to be tactical in the sense that you need to be tracking and paying attention to all the changes you make with this energy. I would also say that 2 sevens to me is internal fears don't exist, so definitely time to let go of your fears. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Empress. You have the Empress twice. Really nice. Definitely very attractive at this time. If you want love, Leo, I would be getting out there. I also feel you could be attracting a lot of abundance, of course, because you just have a lot of abundance showing up in this reading. King of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. I would dream big with that Chariot. I would say that it might be a good time to really take your dreams and multiply them by 1,000,000. I'd also say if you're not trying to get pregnant, I would be careful with this energy for sure. 2 Empresses, and again, if you can't get pregnant, obviously this message isn't for you. With the Five of Cups, you have the Eight of Swords here. Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction. I would be, I always get this message for you, Leo, especially for those of you that are stuck in any area of your life. I feel that you just need to see that there are other ways to do things. You always get the Eight of Swords in your readings. And Eight of Swords to me can represent being too close to a problem and not seeing another way around the problem. So I feel like you just need to open up to like different opportunities, different solutions, things like that. Next, in the area of the biggest change coming in for you, you have this full moon in Virgo. It says take inspired action. I feel like there could be a lot of just inspirations coming in for you in general where you feel inspired to do something in your life. And I would literally follow your inspirations, plain and simple. So there you go. You have the Empress, the Ace of Swords, and the King of Cups here. I feel that there is clearly could be love coming in for you. It could be a water sign or an earth sign, or it could be a water with earth, earth with water. You have a lot of earth. You have a lot of water here. You've had a lot of both of those over the past few months, so it wouldn't really surprise me. Again, if you're not trying to get pregnant, I would be careful. But I do feel that there's a lot of abundance coming in for you. For some of you, this could be abundance that's coming in through another person as well. But it kind of is just there. I'm wondering if there's a person who can help you see things differently. And this could also be a lover. It could be a person who comes in as love, but maybe also their brain, Ace of Swords here, maybe the way they look at things is kind of helping you change your business or change your career. There's some sort of connection here between kind of like love and money. But I feel this is a good thing for sure. I also feel that you are just growing in general. So you could be growing anything. You have this Ace of Swords here. Ace of Swords is definitely a victory. You're feeling much more confident to me on this Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, normally the sword is above the mountains on the Ace of Swords, and it kind of represents the fact that, since the sword is above the mountains, that there will always be mountains to climb in life. There will always be things to overcome, but you can easily overcome those things with the Ace of Swords because the sword is above the mountains. So it says you can easily overcome any obstacles that are coming your way. I feel like you're much more balanced in the way that you look at your obstacles as well. Like maybe in the past, an obstacle would show up and maybe you'd have a pity party for like 2 weeks. Maybe you would be super disappointed. Now I feel like you're much more willing to accept challenges, like in a good way. I don't know. I like it, Leo. It feels good. You have the King of Cups as well. I always get this like moving home message for you, Leo. It wouldn't surprise me if some of you moved over the next couple of years or traveled. Could also be a water sign coming in for you. But again, I always get like moving or home. King of Cups is a clue card for me. I have several cards in the tarot personally that I consider clue cards that are just kind of like clues for, something else happening. And the King of Cups is my card of the home. And so I feel like there could be some sort of change in the home. Or you could be moving, like I said. With the Empress, you have the Seven of Cups here. There's something very special. If you want love, I feel like there is like an Empress energy coming in for you. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to. I feel, but it's like maybe you don't see it right away. Kind of interesting. I feel maybe you have your eye on a person. You're interested. I feel like you're like intrigued by a person. For those of you that are single and looking, I feel like you have your eye on a person, but I feel maybe you don't see their full potential up front. I don't really think this is anything crazy because it's like until you start talking to a person or until you really get to know them, of course you don't see their potential up front. But, again, there's something more here. I feel like there could be, maybe you just don't realize how deep this connection is going to be if you're finding new love. For others, Seven of Cups is about options and, it's a card of being spoiled for choice. So I feel like you have a lot of options to increase your abundance, but I kind of feel like you need to start trying things. I wouldn't be like, looking at this reading, I wouldn't just be assuming that things go a certain way. Like, let's say you get some ideas for your business. Maybe you're like, oh, that's never going to work. I would just be trying things, especially like if it doesn't cost money, for example, if it only costs time. I feel it would be a really good time to experiment. And maybe some things aren't going to work, of course. That's life. That's how life works. But the things that do work are going to work really well. So I wouldn't be afraid to try new things. Are you kidding? You have the Emperor now. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Emperor. Definitely divine counterparts. If you're with a person, you end with this Bride card. I'm just going to throw it out there. So you could be with a person that you're going to be marrying in the future. If you're not with a person, I feel you are clearly going to be communicating with a person. You could be meeting this person online with the Ace of Swords. Take that how it resonates, but definitely like an Emperor-Empress situation going on here, divine counterparts. If you're not looking for love, even if you are, I like that this shows up on the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords normally has 6 golden yachts on either side of the sword, represents perfect balance. Sometimes when I get readings with the Emperor and the Empress, to me, it's really talking about you just balancing out your energies, becoming more integrated. So you're like operating from a better place. With the King of Cups, you have the Knight of Pentacles. someone has to make a move here. So again, if this is love, I feel, this could be a person who's being too cautious, who's not making a move. Could be you. Take it how it resonates, Leo, but someone has to make a move here. I also feel that you're like more than prepared to make some changes in work, in career, in business. A lot more money coming in with the Knight of Swords or Knight of Wands. Not even close. Knight of Pentacles. I'm losing my mind. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this flexible card. I feel like something is going to be much easier than you realize. It's like if you have a person that you're meeting online, this could be something long distance. And I feel this flexible card is saying that it's actually going to be a lot more flexible than you realize, meaning like maybe this person can just move. Maybe they will move. Maybe you'll just move. So I wouldn't be afraid of those opportunities. I also feel the same thing in work or business that, I don't really necessarily feel this is unexpected, but I feel like there are kind of like new opportunities coming in for you that involve travel. It wouldn't surprise me if some of you, like not just, I wouldn't say the end of this year, but as we move into 2023, so I would say in 2023, it wouldn't surprise me if you ended up getting some opportunities where you're like on the road for business or for work, right? And that's for some of you out there. If you're doing that, I mean, you have the Chariot, the Three of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles as well, which is freaking amazing. You actually have the King of Pentacles twice. There's a male and a female version of all the kings in this deck, and I just leave them in here because that's how the creator made the deck. This is the mystical Tarot of the Mystical Moments, and I love this deck, but it is interesting that you have both versions here. So again, if you're attracting love, I feel like you could be attracting someone who wants something very permanent, because King of Pentacles to me is a really good card for love. To me, it's a card of like a person who's really wanting to build it and leave a legacy. Someone who wants to work together, someone who wants something permanent. And even the Three of Pentacles, I love for love because it's a card of teamwork and building something beautiful. So definitely very good for love, but I also feel this is amazing for business. If you're traveling, for some of you, I feel like you're making some changes this year. Not this year. It is popping into my head as 2023. And I am going to be doing 2023 readings, by the way, very soon. But, it's kind of interesting because I feel you could be making some changes that make you feel much more secure. Like I feel maybe this year, 2022, in career, work, business, if you have those things, maybe you haven't been feeling secure, even if you're retired, right? Maybe you have been worried about money. And I feel that there is some sort of change coming in here. It could have to do with some work with the Three of Pentacles, but whatever this change is going to make you feel secure for like much longer than just next year. It's like this is a very long-term security thing that I feel like you are feeling. You finally feel like I kind of get this breath of fresh air here as well. Like maybe if you have a business, maybe you're just kind of like worried month to month, like about kind of getting through things, but something is happening here where you're making some changes that I think make you stand out. Three of Pentacles is kind of a standout card because it's a card of quality work. The guy on the card has done something of quality. What I will say is normally it's like he's got that fire triangle that's at the top. That is the Three Pentacles. There's a water triangle right below it. And the water triangle kind of represents the icing on the cake. It says there might be a little bit more that you could do that could really take something to the next level. So if you're working on any projects, any businesses, anything at work, I would say if you can take it to the next level, do it because it'll probably pay off big time. Definitely popping into my head here. Again, with the Chariot, if you are getting opportunities to travel or if you're doing something involving travel in business or whatever, for whatever reason, I feel it would be very, very good for you, very successful as well. I'm also just getting like a move in general. If you're, and it could be quite unexpected. You could move next year unexpectedly. And I feel like this move kind of sets you up for the future because you have so much permanence here with two King of Pentacles. To me, that is like a very permanent, kind of energy. Let's see. With the Chariot, you have the Three of Pentacles. Again, basically the universe saying I meant what I said. So you have the Three of Pentacles twice here. I would be focusing on quality work. I would also say, like, for those of you in work or business, what can you do well? That's what I would be focusing on here. It's like, we in work and business, we all always have to do things we don't want to do, but how can you do more of what you do well with this Three of Pentacles? Same thing in relationships as well. I'm getting just both sides here in your reading. It's like sometimes I think we try to make a relationship work that just clearly, like, we can't do well. And I feel like this is saying, number one, are you doing that? Number two, can you just find a person where you can do the relationship well? That's what I'd be focusing on here. This is crazy. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Chariot. So basically, the universe saying I meant what I said. Here you have the Chariot twice and the Three of Pentacles twice, each on top of each other. So there's clearly a victory coming in for you. The thing is, I wouldn't be surprised if you move over the next couple of years, maybe not even this year or next year, but over the next couple of years. And I wouldn't be surprised if it greatly increases your finances, because maybe that's why you're moving. Maybe you're moving to, maybe you live somewhere super expensive, or maybe there's a better job opportunity somewhere else. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Two of Cups. So there you go. Exactly what I was talking about. Definitely love coming in. Could be an earth sign. I would say if it's not an earth sign, it's probably someone who has a lot of earth in their chart. They feel, King of Pentacles twice. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to. I feel like they're very focused on long term. I feel like they're very serious. And that's probably the thing that's going to stand out to you, is I feel like they're serious about relationships. I feel like they take them seriously. And, I think they try to do things to keep the romance alive, so to speak. And that's probably the thing that's going to stand out to you here, Leo. Love it. At the end here, for messages from your future self, you have the Scales card. Could be a Libra coming in for you as well, but I would say it's a Libra with a lot of earth in their chart. This says justice and documents on it. You also have this Bride card where it says wife and engagement. It was kind of interesting because your future self is saying to me here that I'm getting some sort of message about kind of vindication. It's maybe there are some things that have happened in work or business where you had to prove yourself. I hope that makes sense. And I almost feel like you're being vindicated here, or, there could be some proof that's being presented that kind of lifts you up here, is how I'm seeing it. Kind of weird. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I feel like this is good because it's vindication. So that's good. I also clearly, maybe you're not becoming a bride. Maybe you're getting a bride, or maybe you are the bride, but some of you could be getting married. Wouldn't surprise me at all. And I'm also getting something here about contracts, mostly because of the King of Pentacles. You have the King of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and the Two of Swords. In business, I feel that for some of you, it's there could be a person coming in who is trying to, I would just be careful. I would ask yourself, if there's a person who's coming into your life in business or even in a relationship, do you need to partner up with this person? I feel for some of you, there could be a person that's trying to make it seem like you need them. And I would be careful of that energy with the Five of Swords. That's really all I'm getting there. You have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords to me is about kind of seeing that there are new opportunities behind you. It's also a card of initiation as well. I mean, traditionally, she has her arms crossed over her chest with the swords, and it's kind of like a symbol from Freemasons, Freemasonry initiation. So, and that's popping into my head for you. I almost never say that with the Two of Swords, but I'm definitely getting that some of you could be being initiated into something, not literally, but kind of the things that you have gone through in life are changing your vibration and are lifting you up and are making you something new. You also have the King of Pentacles here. I definitely feel that this is the right person for you, the King of Pentacles. I also feel that your finances are kind of stabilizing, and that's what your future self wants you to know. Again, there's an event, though. There's something going on here, because this doesn't feel sometimes I do readings and I just feel someone's getting a raise or a promotion. That could be part of it, but there's something much deeper here. I'm not trying to be mysterious here either, Leo. I just have no freaking clue. If I don't know, I just say I don't know, right? I don't claim to know everything or anything at that, as a fact. But what I'd say here is I don't trust any reader that claims to know everything. We're not meant to know everything. But again, I'm not trying to be mysterious, but there's something here that makes you just feel that work or your finances are more solid, right? And really, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's going to make you feel secure. And it also feels like something that you've been waiting a really long time for. Maybe you haven't felt financially secure in a really long time. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Shrink card. There you go. You and this King of Pentacles. So I feel like this is just you and the King of Pentacles together. How cute is that? I also feel like you have been strong and patient, and, you've been working on yourself for a while. With the Five of Swords, you have the Eight of Cups. I do feel like some of you could be walking away from, what I would say here is I would be careful of lying, cheating, stealing. If you have been dealing with a person who you feel is sneaky, I don't think it's weird because I don't think you're with this person. But maybe it's a situationship, or maybe you're just friends on Facebook, right? And what I would say here is I would be careful of that situation, especially, but only if you feel like this person is sneaky. That's what I'm getting here. Again, I feel like something is up. I would walk away if you're in some sort of weird situationship where you're not getting what you want. With the Two of Swords, you have the Ace of Cups, definitely true love coming in for you. It's literally showing up, right? With this bottom row here. The King of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, Two of Cups, King of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. So definitely a new person coming in for you if you want love. someone very serious, but someone's being too cautious here. I'm not sure if it's you or this person is. And again, I feel this is for those of you that want new love. We're going to pull 6 cards now. These 6 cards are just going to be 6 random messages for the rest of the year, and we're going to see if there's anything else that wants to come up. This is a long one. It says, if all you're doing is waiting for the really big moments, you won't value and appreciate the small ones. So I would enjoy the small moments here, Leo. You have this card that says you have intuitive ideas. Definitely, you have intuitive ideas showing up here, and it says that you really need to act upon. Again, 8 of Swords. Like, 8 of Swords, I feel, is your logical ideas, especially for those of you in work or business, but it could be any area of your life. So take it how it resonates. But I feel like that 8 of Swords is almost like, no, it's like you saying, no, things have to work this way because that's how things have always worked. 8 of Swords is it's not really fixed energy, but it's kind of like, just only seeing one way of doing things. And I feel like the magical moments are going to be what makes you successful. You have this card that says you're stepping into a brand new chapter. Yes, something new entering into your life for sure. You have this mechanic card. It says you can easily fix your finances with little friction. We talked about this, about your finances becoming more stable. I also feel like you could be fixing your business as well, or kind of like working on fixing things in your business, making things smoother. You have this setbacks card. It says taking 1 step forward to make 2 steps back. This is what I feel like this is what you've been dealing with for a very long time. I'm going to clarify this. Yeah, you have this money manager. This even says expect positive financial change in your life. So I feel like this is what you've experienced is like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I feel like sometimes it's like 10 steps back, like, in your life where you make a big step forward, it's like 10 back. I feel like that's what you've been dealing with, and now things are turning around. And you have this options card. It says many opportunities are becoming available to you. So definitely some new opportunities becoming available. But you have to step through these doors. I would also take opportunities. Like, let's just pretend that your boss comes to you and says, we want to send you on this trip for some conference. I would go because like everything here is saying there could be opportunity at a distance. Could also be in your business. Maybe someone wants you to come consult for their company, or maybe someone wants you to go speak somewhere or something. I don't know. Like, all these things are popping into my head, and I would be taking advantage of those opportunities just because, there's something more there. Like I was saying, that I feel like you could be getting a lot from those things. We're gonna pull 3 cards now, and these 3 cards are going to represent one question. So if you have a question, great. Feel free to pause the reading now and think of your question. If you don't have a question, that's fine too. I'm going to put all 3 cards together kind of like as a personalish reading. But you have this, I'm going to read the cards now. So if you need time to think, pause. You have the 7 of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Page of Swords. Someone definitely has their eye on you, for sure. If you're asking about like making a change in love, I would say yes. If you're asking about making a change in direction in general, I would say yes. If you're at a crossroads, trying to make a decision, I would pick the new path here with these cards, plain and simple. For all of you, definitely new love coming in for you if you want it. If you already have love, I feel we talked about this a lot. If you have love, it looks great, right? But if you don't have love and you want it, there's clearly someone who has their eye on you, or you have your eye on a person. Take how it resonates with that Page of Swords. I kind of feel it from both sides, honestly. So, I would shoot your shot or make your move or whatever. It looks really good. So thank you for being here, Leo. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.